Corn School on RealAgriculture.com is brought to you by Veltima Fungicide and Pride Seeds.
Hi, I'm Bernard Tobin. Welcome to the Corn School. It appears the growers will have little to worry about this year when it comes to gibberella and Don in the corn crop. But every year is different. On this episode, OMAFRA's Albert Tenuta and Dave Hooker from the University of Guelph join us to look at new sampling technology that's been developed and what role it could play in managing gibberella at the elevator in the future.
So when it comes to the gibberella, ear rot, and Don story, 2018 was the epicenter for Ontario, right, Dave? When we had a lot of problems, and one of the issues around was having to testing in terms of uniformity of the sample that came into the elevator and the growers were bringing in, right, Dave?
Exactly. So much frustration with growers taking a load into the elevator, tested good, and then the next guy or next load, it was terrible. It tested terrible for high mycotoxins. And then get a load testing for high mycotoxins, go for a coffee, bring the truck around again, and it just got accepted. Like, clearly something needed to be done regarding sampling big trucks.
Yeah, so one of the issues there was around the uniformity of that sampling. So how did we go about getting that uniformity, Dave?
Yeah, exactly. So that's where our colleague, Dr. Art Shasma, came in, and he did an extensive study along with a graduate student as well. So we looked at all kinds of different variables. Where is that variability coming from? And we looked at, the pneumatic probe, maybe the variability comes in there. Where do you put the probe in the truck? We looked at those, and then we also looked at the sampling from the truck itself. And we discovered that most of the variability was in the grinding of a very small sample, and then that small sample size went for Don testing.
Absolutely. So you went from, say, a 2 kilogram sample down to as low as 50 grams.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
that 50 gram was supposed to represent that 2 kilogram sample.
Exactly.
And so that is a big error. Multiple error, and as Art found, the biggest area of the whole procedure.
That's right. Just one kernel in that 50-gram sample could send the results way high.
Yeah, so Art, myself, OMAFRA, University of Guelph, the Don Working Group, members from OABA and others as well, came together and working with local engineers, suppliers, and manufacturers, we were able to come up with how to deal with that, and actually this is a pretty cool piece of machinery too, eh?
It is. Lots of engineering went into this, a lot of prototypes.
Absolutely. And so the idea here is to take that 2 kilogram sample, grind it through here as fast as possible, and make it as close to as it would be in say a coffee grinder or so that we're not waiting at the elevator any extra time, but we are getting a much more accurate sample.
Right. So instead of grinding that 50 to 100 gram, we're grinding close to 2 kilograms very quickly, and so it needs a special grinder to do that.
Yeah, and we're talking just over a minute and a half or so, which is pretty remarkable considering when we started.
Exactly. So we think we have the grinder. All of the bugs worked out, but we still need to do some testing just to make sure that it is ready for industry.
Yeah, so through all the prototypes, we've done the testing, the validations. Art Shasma did a lot of this, and we appreciate that. And hence, it's back here now at the new Field Crop Services building here at the University of Guelph Ridgetown campus for further evaluations at corn harvest now, right?
Yeah, that's right. We just need to make sure that the particle size is according to expectation, that the machine cleans out after each sample, so there's no contamination from one sample to the next. We just need hard data just to make sure, so it can prove to us that we have the data, we have the grinder to do a much better and accurate sampling for Don.
So what's the plan forward? We're going to get it out to as many elevators as possible so that we can assure that regardless if you go to elevator A or elevator B, that the uniformity of that sample is testing what's in your wagon or in your truck. And we're working with local suppliers, engineers, and manufacturers to deliver this made in Ontario grinder to Ontario corn growers to help them manage and minimize the risk not only for gibberella and Don, but also help in marketing of that crop, right, Dave?
That's right. Want an accurate sample. What is the dawn level of a 40-ton load of corn? What is that with accuracy?